Hello students, this is my fourth part of chapter number 4, that is business services. In last part we have done the primary functions of banking, which were divided into two: accepting deposit and giving loans and advances. Today we are going to do with the secondary functions of banking. Secondary functions of commercial bank are classified into two groups, that is agency functions and utility functions. So, what are the agency functions? A commercial bank acts as an agent or representative of its client and performs certain functions as follows. So, agency functions means what? Some clients appoint their banks as their agents or representative, and on the behalf of their customers the bank acts and they perform such functions, right? Means client order to the bank to do some of its function and the bank does it, and for that they charge some minimum charges, bank charges for that. So the first function, agency function, is periodic collection and payment. Commercial bank collects salary, dividend, interest and any other income periodically, as well as makes periodical payments such as taxes, bills, premiums, rent, etc. on the standing instructions provided by the customer. Commercial bank charges certain fixed amount quarterly or annually in the form of service charges from customer for providing such services. So the first agency function is periodic collection and payment. Now, what is periodic? Periodic means at certain period, like maybe in 1 month, maybe in 15 days, maybe in after 1 week, right? So a customer can tell the bank that they can collect various things like salary, dividend, interest, or any other income that they are going to receive, right? So they can ask the bank that periodically means like after every month you collect this salary and this on the basis of mine, right? And same way it can also ask the bank to make some periodical payments also, like suppose the customer has to pay his mobile bill, his light bill, his telephone bill, right? Like then he has to pay some taxes, right? He has to pay some insurance policy premium, some rent of his house or office. So all these are periodic payments, means which are going to come each and every month, right? Which are recurring in nature. So he can ask to collect those as well as do payments for this also on behalf of his. How bank will do? Bank is having an account of the customer. So what bank will do? Bank will directly, if payment has to be done, it can deduct from the bank account and transfer the payment to those company's account or that person to whom they have to pay. And same way they can collect and debit it in credit it in the account of the customer, right? So for performing this function they charge some services which can be quarterly, monthly, half yearly, and annually. Anyways they can charge these charge for these services. Okay, so the first agency function is collection and uh, periodic collection and payment. Now the next one is portfolio management. Large commercial banks undertake to purchase and to sell securities such as shares, bonds, debentures, etc. on behalf of the client. This handling of securities is known as portfolio management. Due to the facility, more clients are opting for such services of commercial banks. So, see, what is portfolio management? Portfolio means which is related to shares and bank and debentures, all these things. You may be, if you have heard it, that demat account. Every bank is nowadays providing demat account to the customer. What is this demat account? This demat account is for shares and debentures basically. If suppose the customer has to purchase or sell the shares and debenture, then directly the bank will help them to do this, right? Directly they will transfer the money from their account and purchase whatever the customer number of shares of which company they want to purchase. Bank can help to the customer. So while bank is handling the securities, of customer, it is known as portfolio management. Okay. Now the banks who are providing with this portfolio management, the client also, the customers also want to open an account in such a bank, right? जो बैंक ज़्यादा सर्विसेज देगा, बैंक कस्टमर उसी बैंक के पास जाएंगे ना. तो वैसे ही अगर पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट फंक्शन कर रहा है, एक बैंक दे रहा है अपने कस्टमर को, तो ही कैन हैव मोर एंड मोर customers. See why bank, the basic functions are only two: accepting deposit and giving loans and advances. Now this agency and utility functions are something additional to that. And why bank is doing this? बैंक को ये सब करने की ज़रूरत क्या है? ताकि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कस्टमर उसके पास आएँ. अगर मुझे कहीं बैंक अकाउंट खोलना है तो मैं सोचूंगी ना, आई विल थिंक कि विच बैंक विल प्रोवाइड मी मोर एंड मोर फंक्शंस, राइट? विच बैंक विल बी मोर बेनिफिशियल टू मी. सो आई विल गो टू ओनली दोज बैंक्स, राइट? Now the third one, it's fund transfer. Commercial bank provide facility of fund transfer from one branch to another branch or branch of another bank. Commercial banks come with various initiatives to make this transfer hassle free. So what is fund transfer? Fund means here money. So if suppose the customer wants to transfer his money from one branch to another branch or a branch of another bank, he wants to transfer his money, right? Suppose Powai mein hai, he wants to transfer his from Powai to Chembur branch of same bank, or he wants to transfer from Powai to Chembur some other bank, then also the bank can help it. So पर्सनली जाके पैसे विड्रॉ करके फिर जाके उसको अपने किसी कस्टमर को देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. इफ़ ही गिव्स द इंस्ट्रक्शंस, so as an agency function, bank can provide this facility to the customer, and he will pay the bank will pay on behalf of the customer wherever he wants, in the same bank, in the same branch, in the other branch or the other bank. कहाँ भी जहाँ भी उसको चाहिए वो वहाँ पे कर सकते हैं. Next is what? Dematerialization. Now what is dematerialization? Bank provides dematerialization facilities to their clients to hold their securities in an electronic format. On behalf of clients, it undertakes the electronic transfer of shares in case of purchase of share. Now what is this dematerialization? Right? So dematerialization का simple अगर मीनिंग समझना है तो कोई भी चीज़ अगर फिजिकल मीन्स विच इज़ इन योर हैंड, it can convert it into electronic format. That is the simple meaning. इसका मतलब क्या है? Suppose the client is suppose a client has purchased some bank has purchased some shares or some security for the client, so he can convert those certificate of shares into electronic format. So he can transfer this electronic transfer of shares wherever there is a purchase or sale of shares. This is called as dematerialization of agency. Dematerialization as an agency functions of bank. ओके, समझ में आया? मीन्स क्या है कि कोई भी चीज़ अगर बैंक कर रहा है कस्टमर के बिहाफ पे, वहाँ कस्टमर तो है नहीं. अब वो शेयर का जो सर्टिफिकेट है वो आया है बैंक के पास, फिजिकल जो शेयर है वो आया है, उसको वो क्या कर देगा? कन्वर्ट कर देगा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डेटा में. दैट इज़ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक उसका प्रिंट करके वो कस्टमर को पास ऑन कर देगा. ओके, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डीमटेरियलाइजेशन. Then is forex transaction. Forex is an abbreviation for foreign exchange. Abbreviation means it's a small form for this foreign exchange. Now forex, for means here foreign, ex means here exchange. So a bank may purchase to sell or sell foreign exchange on behalf of its client. A bank purchases forex from its clients, which the client receive from foreign transactions, and sell the forex when the clients need it for overseas transaction. Okay, so foreign transactions means whenever a customer is dealing with the dealing in the international trade, he has frequently need of foreign exchange, right? Because as in the last lecture I also told you that if you have to do international trade, then the same every country is having its own currency, right? हमारे यहाँ रुपीस चलता है पर अमेरिका के साथ अगर आपको करना है तो देयर इज नो रुपीज, देयर इज डॉलर, सो यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट रुपीज इनटू dollars. So this bank as an agent may help to purchase or sell the foreign exchange for its client. Client को help कर सकते हैं, purchase करना है तो भी, sell करना है तो भी, foreign exchange, right? So he can purchase or sell the forex, right, where the client needs it for its basically for the overseas transaction, that is the foreign transaction. If a client needs, the bank can give this agency function to the customer and can help the customer for the same. Okay, next one. Now these are the five agency functions which a bank gives to its customer. Now coming to the utility functions. A commercial bank performs utility functions for the benefits of its client. It provides certain facilities or products to its client as follows, right? So bank जो है, they give some utility functions also. Now first we have done with the agency functions, that is what the functions which a bank provides being as an agent to the client, means on behalf of client he does it, means when the client tells the bank then only he will do the above functions which we have learned. वो अपने मन से नहीं करेगा, वो अपने मन से फॉरेक्स एक्सचेंज नहीं करके देगा, वो अपने मन से डीमटेरियलाइजेशन नहीं करके देगा, राइट? वो कब करेगा ये सब चीज़ें? जब बैंक क्लाइंट आके बैंक को बोलेगा कि प्लीज परफॉर्म दिस फंक्शंस फॉर मी, एंड इवन बैंक विल टेक सम चार्जेस फॉर दिस. Now what is utility function? The utility, what is utility in economics also? You have learned this. What is utility? Utility means usefulness. So here there are some utility functions which bank gives to the customer, means which are useful to the customer. Now what are those functions? The first one is issue of draft and checks. A draft, check in an order to pay money from one branch of bank to another branch of same bank or other branch. A bank issues drafts to its account holder as well as non-account holders, whereas checks are issued only to the account holders. Bank charges commission for issuing a bank draft. Now they see two things, they both are different, ड्राफ्ट एंड चेक्स. नाउ इश्यूज, सबसे पहले इशू यानी बैंक देता है, बैंक इशू करता है मतलब बैंक दे रहा है किसको? कस्टमर को. क्या चीज़ दे रहा है? ड्राफ्ट एंड चेक्स. नाउ व्हाट इज ड्राफ्ट? ड्राफ्ट मीन्स व्हाट? इफ नाउ ड्राफ्ट इज गिवन टू account holder also as well as non-account holder also, right? Now draft means what? The suppose if you have, I think you must have used the draft many times, like if suppose you want to give some entrance exam, right? So what that institute, we take a simple example, ICAI, right? So ICAI, you want to give some entrance exam or some exam relating to ICAI. So ICAI asks you to make a draft in favor of ICAI for rupees 3,000 as your admission, as your entrance exam fee, right? So they don't want check, they don't want cash as the fees. With the form they don't want cash, they don't want check. उनको मगजमारी नहीं चाहिए कि वो कैश संभालते बैठेंगे या उनका चेक, आपका चेक जाके डिपॉजिट करो. तो सिंपल वो क्या बोलते हैं कि गिव अस अ ड्राफ्ट, राइट? सो द customer has to prepare the draft. This is such a small example I have given to you. So suppose you have to prepare a draft. So if you have an account with any bank, that bank will provide a draft, or otherwise if you are not a customer, then also the bank can prepare a draft. तो उस केस में क्या होगा? जब आपके पास अकाउंट होता है तो ड्राफ्ट बनाने के लिए आप क्या करते हैं? द बैंक टेक द अमाउंट फ्रॉम योर अकाउंट ओनली, राइट? फ्रॉम आपके अकाउंट में से आपको सपोज 3,000 का ड्राफ्ट बनाना है, दे विल टेक मनी फ्रॉम योर अकाउंट एंड प्रिपेयर अ ड्राफ्ट. Now suppose if you are not having an account, what you will do? You will pay this 3,000 rupees and fill that form of draft and give it to the banker, and the banker will convert it into a draft and pay you back. But on the 3,000 rupees, it will take some charge. It will take some charges for making the draft. Okay, so this is draft, and it can be made on the same सेम बैंक के लिए भी बना सकते हैं, कोई और दूसरा बैंक है उसके लिए भी बना सकते हैं, राइट. नाउ व्हाट इज चेक? check is the check is given by the bank. It is issued by the bank only to the account holders. If you are not an account holder, आपका कोई अकाउंट नहीं है अगर बैंक में, उस बैंक में, तो वो बैंक आपको चेक नहीं देगी, राइट. What are checks? Checks are used for making payments or receiving payments, right? Both, it is used for both the things, right? It is the printed form which is given by the bank. Every bank is own प्रिंटेड चेक्स, राइट. आप किसी भी पेपर पे लिख के लेके जाओगे तो उसको चेक नहीं कंसिडर करेंगे. सो चेक शुड हैव अ प्रॉपर फॉर्मेट एंड एवरी बैंक इशूज इट्स ओन चेक to the bank. Now the customer gets this check and customer can use this check to make the payment also, right? Suppose he want to make payment or for his own withdrawal also, he can write pay self and he can withdraw money from his own account with the help of check. Okay, so check can be used by the customer. So this is the difference between the check and draft. And bank issues both of them, drafts also and check also. Check is for whom? Only for account holders, and draft is for account holder as well as non-account holders. Okay, now next is what? Locker facility. This is a common utility function of any commercial bank. The bank provides locker facility for the safe custody of valuables, documents, gold ornaments, etc. So you may have heard of from your parents many of the times कि लॉकर में जाके रख दो, बैंक में लॉकर में रखते हैं, वहाँ पे सेफ रहेगा. Why? So this customers open a locker with the bank. The bank has a separate room which is called as safe deposit vault. The locker is called as SDV, that is safe deposit vault. In this, the banker, you have to apply for this. The banker may charge some money to you, maybe quarterly, half yearly or annually. That is the rent of the locker, and they will provide you only one locker, right? पूरा रूम में लॉकर होंगे. जैसे आप वाटर पार्क वगैरह में जाते हो तो वहाँ पे कैसे छोटे छोटे लॉकर्स होते हैं, ऐसे ही बैंक में भी होते हैं. पूरा रूम लॉकर से होता है, कैमरा लगा हुआ होता है. नो वन कैन गो इनसाइड, राइट, विदाउट हैविंग कीज टू दी लॉकर. अगर आप जा रहे हो तो एक ही इंसान अंदर जाएगा उस समय पे, राइट. तो लॉकर में आप जाओगे, आपकी जो कीज़ है, आप उससे ही आपका लॉकर खुलेगा, आप उसके अंदर अपना सामान रखोगे और बाहर आओगे, फिर दूसरा इंसान जाएगा. सो इट इज़ बेसिकली टू security reasons people take this locker facility, because nowadays both the husband and wife are working, so keep these valuable things like gold ornaments or documents or any other valuable things like a share certificate or any such things which are valuable, right? They can keep this in the lockers in the banks. Okay, so customer make avail of this locker facility of the bank, and bank charges some amount from the customer. Next is project reports. A bank may prepare project reports and feasibility studies on behalf of the client. Project reports enable the business firm to obtain funds from the market and to obtain clearance from government authorities. Now ये बैंक जो होती है ये प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बनाने में भी हेल्प करती है. अ बैंक हेल्प इन प्रिपेयरिंग प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट सो दैट द क्लाइंट कैन यूज इट, राइट. सो इट हेल्प्स द क्लाइंट टू ऑब्टेन फंड्स फ्रॉम द market. Suppose there is a businessman, right? So if he want to, he can take the help of the bank and ask him to prepare a project report for on his behalf. So if suppose a bank prepares a project report on his behalf, अगर कोई बैंक उसके बारे में लिख के दे रही है कि ये उसका बिजनेस है, उसका अकाउंट है हमारे साथ, उसके पास इतना पैसा है उसके अकाउंट में, उसका बिजनेस अच्छे चल रहा है, वो एक बहुत अच्छा कस्टमर है, so it will have demand in the market. He can, if he shows some to government or some other people with whom he is doing the business, so he can get a good amount from the market, right? So he can obtain clearance from government authorities also. So if bank supports the customer with preparing a project report, it is an advantage for the customer. Okay, so it is also one of the utility function of bank. Next is what? Gift checks. Bank issues gift checks and gold coins to the account holder as well as to non-account holders. The gift checks coins can be issued by clients for the purpose of gifting on occasions like wedding, birthdays, etc. Now many a times you must have heard of this. गिफ्ट चेक होता है, जैसे अगर सपोज मेरे किसी फ्रेंड का एनिवर्सरी है या बर्थडे है तो मुझे उसको कुछ गिफ्ट करना है, तो डायरेक्टली मैं कोई ऐसे ऐसे गिफ्ट नहीं करके फ्रॉम माई अकाउंट आई कैन आस्क माई बैंक टू प्रिपेयर अ गिफ्ट चेक ऑफ रुपीज सपोज 2100, 2100 रुपये का चेक बना के आप मेरे फ्रेंड को दे दो, तो मैं वो भी बनवा सकती हूँ, गिफ्ट चेक भी बनवा सकती हूँ बैंक से. समटाइम्स इवन बैंक गिव्स टू इट्स customer also this gift checks. For example, suppose there is Diwali, so just for promotion purpose also bank also gives to their account holders also, right? And also to non account holders. अगर किसी non account holder आता है, उसका account नहीं है पर वो चाहता है कि बैंक बना के दे, वो पैसा देगा बैंक को, बैंक उसके बदले में गिफ्ट चेक बना के दे देगी. इवन गोल्ड कॉइन्स भी देते हैं बैंक, फ्री में नहीं देते हैं ये सब, ये फ्री में कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. यहाँ पे ये बैंक को आप बोलोगे तो वो उसको गोल्ड कॉइन, आप पैसे दोगे बैंक गोल्ड कॉइन बना देगी, राइट? सो many banks are now dealing in this gift checks as well as gold coins, and this can be used by, suppose I am a businessman. In this Diwali I have decided that all my customers I will be giving Diwali gift as gold coin, right? So what I can do, I can ask the bank, I have 100 customers, please issue me 100 gold coins of 1 gram. So I will pay that money to the bank. Instead of that, the bank will give me 100 gold coins, so I can give this to my customers. Okay, this is how it works, gift checks. Now next is what? Underwriting services. A commercial bank may underwrite the issue of securities issued by the companies. If the shares are not fully subscribed, the underwriting bank agrees to take up the unsubscribed portion of the securities. That means what? Underwriting services. हमने एक ऊपर पढ़ा था agency function. What is that? Portfolio management. Now what is portfolio management? कि जहाँ पे बैंक on behalf of his customer can purchase and sell the shares and debentures, right? Now underwriting services is what? A bank, suppose I am Kotak Mahindra Bank, right? And there is one of the customer, ABC Limited company. He has issued, that company has issued shares in the market. So his account is with me, Kotak Mahindra. So I agree with ABC Limited कि give me 50,000 shares. I will sell your shares into the customers. मतलब मैं बैंक हूँ तो मेरे पास तो बहुत सारे कस्टमर हैं, तो मैं उसको क्या बोलता हूँ ABC लिमिटेड को कि आप मेरे को दे दो 50,000, मैं आपके शेयर्स जो है वो सेल करवा दूंगा, बिकॉज इवन आई हैव मेनी कस्टमर्स, राइट? सो आई कैन लिस्ट इट, सी इन माई बैंक दिस इज द ये शेयर्स है, तो मेरे ही कस्टमर मुझसे भी खरीद सकते हैं. सो ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ ABC लिमिटेड आई कैन सेल द शेयर्स ऑफ द ABC Limited company, right? So if I have taken this as an underwriting service, so it means what? If I have taken 50,000 shares of ABC Limited company, I have to sell those to the customers. If I am not able to sell it to the customer, then I will take it on my own. That is, bank ये assurity देता है कि if shares are not sold, then the bank will agree that it will take the unsubscribed portion, मतलब बैंक खुद खरीद लेगा वो shares. So this is underwriting service. I hope you understood that. अगर सपोज मैंने 50,000 के शेयर्स लिए हैं ABC लिमिटेड के, बेचने के लिए लिए हैं, राइट? अब पूरे 50,000 बिक गए तो ठीक है. अगर 50,000 नहीं बिकते हैं, 45,000 शेयर्स ही बिक गए, 5,000 बच गए, तो आई कांट रिटर्न इट टू ABC लिमिटेड. What I will do, that 5,000 shares amount the bank will pay to ABC Limited, and bank भी कर सकता है ना investment, so bank will do that investment, right? So this is the meaning of underwriting of shares. Then next come gold related services. Nowadays many banks are providing gold services to its customer. Banks are commercially buying and selling gold or gold ornaments from customers on large scale basis. Some bank also provide advisory services to its customer in terms of gold funds, gold ETFs, etc. So you may or may not know about this, but bank provide gold loans also, gold coins also, right? Even you must have heard about मुथूट फाइनेंस, जहाँ पे आप अपने और गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट्स रख के और लोन ले सकते हो, राइट? एंड मोर ओवर, अगर आपको गोल्ड कॉइन खरीदना है, आपके पास एक ऑप्शन क्या है, आप ज्वेलर के पास जाओ, राइट? बट आप बैंक भी देती है आजकल गोल्ड लोन. Even you can purchase it from the bank also. So whenever they are having this stock, they will tell their customers, then the customers can come, they have to fill a form, and whatever is the amount they बैंक से खरीद रहे हो, तो वो एक सिक्योरिटी फीलिंग रहती है कि हाँ बैंक दे रहा है तो सही अच्छा गोल्ड कॉइन रहेगा वगैरह. तो customer can purchase these gold coins from the bank also. And sometimes the customer can also take advice from the bank relating to this gold funds, ki whether they can invest in this gold fund or not, right? So bank help in this area also. So these are some of the utility functions, right? So these functions are available to all of the customer can go and avail this function. Okay, so these are the secondary function, that is the agency function and utility functions. Till here we have completed with our banking as a business service, right? Now a small part is remaining, that is e-banking service. Now e-banking service stands for electronic banking. It is also called virtual banking. E-banking is the result of the development in the field of electronics and computers. Under e-banking, the banking operations are computerized. Some of the elements of e-banking are as follows. So e-banking here, E stands for electronic, right? Means वर्चुअल बैंकिंग मीन्स ये रियल में नहीं आपको जाने वर्चुअल यानी आपने बोल दिया और काम हो गया, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वे से इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम से आपने काम कर दिया, ऑर्डर कर दिया, सब कुछ कर दिया, तो दिस इज वर्चुअल बैंकिंग, दिस इज नॉट रियल बैंकिंग. एंड ई बैंकिंग जो है ये क्यों है इतना, क्योंकि बिकॉज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कंप्यूटर्स. बाय द वे ऑफ कंप्यूटर्स यू कैन डू सो मेनी थिंग्स. घर बैठे बैठे आप आउट ऑफ इंडिया इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड कर सकते हो. देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट यू कैन डू. घर बैठे बैठे आप ऑर्डर कर सकते हो सामान, आपका घर पे सामान आ जाता है, देन यू कैन पे, राइट? सो अगर सपोज आपको पेमेंट पहले करनी है, देन ऑल्सो एट सिटिंग ऑन द वर्किंग ऑन द कंप्यूटर यू कैन पे बाय डेबिट कार्ड एंड क्रेडिट कार्ड्स, राइट? सो it has been due to the advancement of technology. Now some of the elements are given here. E-banking में क्या क्या आ जाता है? So first thing is automated teller machine. Now this is the full form of ATM. Many times students say that ATM machine means anytime money. That is wrong. The full form is automated teller machine. The ATMs are electronic machines which are operated by customer on his own to withdraw or deposit money. It can be used for other banking transactions also, such as balance inquiry, transferring money, request for checkbook or bank statement, etc. Nowadays, ATM also provides facility of cash deposits through CDM, cash deposit machines. So these ATM machines are the machines which are open all 24 hours. This is the first thing that you have to know. ये पूरे दिन के 24 घंटे खुली रहती है, आप कभी भी जा सकते हो. एक रूम होगा उसमें एटीएम मशीन होगी, बाहर सिक्योरिटी बैठी होती है, एक कैमरा लगा होता है, एंड यू हैव द एंड फॉर दैट यू शुड हैव दैट एटीएम कार्ड. एन एटीएम कार्ड इज इशूड बाय द बैंक, राइट? देन देयर इज सम पिन. पिन मीन्स पर्सनल आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर. अब हर किसी का एक पिन होता है वो कार्ड से रिलेटेड, राइट? आप कार्ड लेके गए हो लेकिन आपको पिन नहीं पता है, आप एंटर नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Now when you enter this card into the machine, so after entering the pin, they give you various options like whether you want to withdraw the money, whether you want to deposit the money, whether you know the bank balance of your account, whether you want to transfer money to some account, or you want to request for a checkbook or bank statement. So you can do, there are many options available. Again, suppose you you click on withdrawing of money, then again they will that machine will ask हाउ मच मनी यू वांट टू विड्रॉ, व्हाट शुड बी द डिनोमिनेशन. डिनोमिनेशन यानी अगर आपने बोला 5,000 रुपये, तो डिनोमिनेशन मीन्स यू वांट हाउ मेनी 1,000 नोट, हाउ मेनी 500 नोट, लाइक दिस. सो this machine is an electronic machine, and this can be helped to withdraw as well as deposit this. Usually previously this depositing money, cash deposit was not available by ATM, but nowadays a CDM, that is again a new machine, is the cash deposit machine, through which you can also deposit the money. Once you have finished your transaction, you can take out your card and you can ask to print it, right? सो वो एक छोटा सा स्लिप आएगा मशीन में से, जिसमें से बताएगा कि आपने क्या ट्रांजैक्शन किया है, वेदर यू हैव विड्रॉन, वेदर यू हैव डिपॉजिट, सो दैट इट गिव यू दी श्योरिटी कि हाँ मैंने जो ट्रांजैक्शन किया है वही प्रिंट होके आया है, राइट. सो दिस इज एन ATM machine. Okay, you can use it. Next is what? Credit card. A credit card is a payment card. It allows the card holder to pay for different transaction he performs. The issuing bank creates a revolving account and grants a time of credit to the customer or user. Credit card offers convenience to customers, and as customer need not carry cash. So whenever you feel that you don't want to carry the card, you can use the credit card. You have to just swipe the credit card. Now what is this credit card? Now this credit card is the card, मीन्स इट्स अ पेमेंट कार्ड बेसिकली. इसमें आप सिर्फ पेमेंट कर सकते हो, राइट. तो ये कार्ड जब भी आपको पेमेंट करना है तो यू कैन यूज दिस कार्ड. नाउ जो भी इशूइंग बैंक है, इशूइंग बैंक मीन्स विच एवर बैंक. नाउ आई एम हैविंग in 4 banks I am having my account, right? Different bank. I may have 4 credit cards also. So whichever bank is issuing me the card, उसके ऊपर उसका नाम लिखा रहेगा, वो बैंक का वो कार्ड है. Now credit card is what you can make the it helps the customers to make the payment, means they don't need cash. Whenever they have to make the payment, you can just swipe the card. Now you will make the payments in the credit card monthly, and at the end of the month you will get the bill, right? Then you will do the payment for the credit card. This is the main difference between credit and debit card. I will tell you about debit card also, that is the next, then I will explain you the difference. Okay, so next one is debit card. Most of the banks nowadays offer debit card as soon as account is opened by account holder. Through debit card payments, the amount get deducted from account holder's card account. Some bank offer personalized debit card and credit card as per the requirement of the customer. So see the difference here. Even now debit card is also for making payment only. You can swipe the debit card wherever you have to make the payment. But whenever you swipe the debit card, directly it's get deducted from your bank account. Directly आपका जो बैंक अकाउंट है उसमें से डिडक्ट होता है. पर जब आप क्रेडिट कार्ड स्वाइप करते हो तब ऐसा नहीं होता है, आपके बैंक अकाउंट से नहीं जा रहा है, वो एक बिल बन रहा है, राइट. और वो पूरा जो टोटल अमाउंट है दैट यू हैव टू पे एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ और फोर्टनाइट, हाउ एवर द बिलिंग इज डन, राइट. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डेबिट कार्ड एंड क्रेडिट कार्ड. तो आपके अकाउंट में जितना पैसा है आप उतना ही खर्चा कर सकते हो डेबिट कार्ड में. और क्रेडिट कार्ड में क्या होता है, आपके अकाउंट में शायद उतना पैसा नहीं होगा पर आपने ज़्यादा खर्चा कर दिया है, फिर वो आपको बाद में बैंक को पे करना है. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द डेबिट एंड द क्रेडिट कार्ड. Okay, so bank provide this debit card as well as credit card. Sometimes they also, ये यहाँ लिखा है ना, personalized debit and credit. Personalized means as per to the requirement of the customer. उनका personal, उनको किस तरह का चाहिए, सिर्फ 50,000 का डेबिट कार्ड चाहिए, मतलब उससे ज़्यादा मीन्स कई बार sometimes it happens that customer is going on purchasing, he may not be having any idea how much money I spent. So if suppose that payment crossed to 50,000 and he has taken the debit card for 50,000 and he has crossed to 50,000, the credit card will not work. That means there is no balance in the account. Okay. Next is what? RTGS. RTGS stand for real time gross settlement. This is the full form of RTGS. RTGS is a fund transfer system where transfer of fund or money take place from one bank to another bank on real time and on gross basis. It is the fastest money transfer system through the banking channel. Now RTGS is used for transferring the fund. फंड यानी पैसा. अगर आपको एक जगह से दूसरे जगह, एक जगह मीन्स एक बैंक से दूसरे बैंक में ट्रांसफ़र करना है, then it can be done through RTGS and it is done on real time settlement and gross basis, right? It is the very fastest. Now what is this real time settlement and gross settlement? So real time settlement, it means payment transaction is not subject to any waiting period. The transactions are settled as soon as they are processed. The receiving banks have to credit the account of the client within 2 hours of receiving the fund transfer message. रियल टाइम मीन्स सही, रियल में आपने अभी अप्लाई किया है, आपने अभी फॉर्म भर के दिया है और अभी के अभी हो जाएगा. वेटिंग पीरियड नहीं है कि ठीक है और 3-4 चेक्स आने दो और 3-4 एप्लीकेशन आने दो फिर करेंगे, वैसा सिस्टम नहीं होता है RTGS में. देयर इज़ नो वेटिंग पीरियड. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड एज रियल टाइम. एज सून एज यू अप्लाई फॉर इट, at the same time it has been done, right, without waiting for the other transaction or other process. Now जो भी रिसीविंग आपने RTGS के अंदर आप अपने बैंक से भेज रहे हो किसी दूसरे बैंक में, तो जो रिसीविंग बैंक है, आप इशूइंग बैंक हो और जो रिसीविंग बैंक है, दे विल गेट द क्रेडिट. दैट मीन्स द क्रेडिट यहाँ से तो आपने भेज दिया है, पर वहाँ उनको मिलने के लिए विद इन 2 आवर्स का टाइम लगता है. 2 घंटे मीन्स अगर आपने इट सपोज यू हैव डन RTGS, राइट, तो आप अपने कस्टमर को ही बोल सकते हो 2 घंटे मैंने आपने अभी कर दिया है ना, RTGS अप्लाई कर दिया है, सब कुछ फॉर्मेलिटीज़ कर दिया है, यू कैन टेल योर कस्टमर विद इन 2 आवर्स यू विल गेट द मनी, राइट. सो इट विल टेक 2 आवर्स ऑफ टाइम, बट इट विल नॉट वेट फॉर सम अदर पीपल सो एज टू कम. कि बैंक बोलेगा नहीं मैं आज 2 घंटा रुकूंगा, अभी जितने भी आएगा मुझे एप्लीकेशन में एक साथ ट्रांसफ़र करूँगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. So that's why it's real time. As soon as you apply, the transfer will be done. Then what is gross settlement? Gross settlement means the transactions are settled on one-to-one basis without bunching with any other transaction. The minimum amount to be remitted through RTGS is rupees 2 lakh, while there is no upper limit of the transaction. However, amount changes from bank to bank. Now, what is gross settlement? Gross means same. That what I told. Real time means what? No waiting period. And what is gross settlement means? Without waiting for the other transactions to come, without bunching, means without waiting that some other people are coming and then I will do it one shot. No, it is not there. So as soon as you apply, your transactions will be clear. And the minimum amount for RTGS, आपको अगर 2 लाख से ऊपर करना है तो आप RTGS के लिए जाओगे. So minimum is 2 lakhs and maximum there is no limit. Okay. Now, however, this limits and minimum they can change from bank to bank. हर बैंक का अपना अपना रूल्स हो सकता है about this limits. Okay. So this is RTGS. These words RTGS, NEFT, debit card, credit card. This we have used in 11th standard accountancy also, right? This is all related to e-banking, electronic banking, right? Then next is NEFT. NEFT stands for National Electronic Fund Transfer. Under this system, funds are transferred electronically from one branch to another branch or one bank to another bank in the country. Now RTGS is for the country. RTGS जो था एक ही country में, भले 2 अलग बैंक होंगे या एक ही सेम ही बैंक की 2 अलग ब्रांच होगी, लेकिन इन कंट्री. NEFT is for national, means for the it is for the again for the same country. The funds are transferred electronically from one branch to another branch or one bank to another bank in the country. The client has to give details of NEFT code of branch and account number of beneficiary to whom the money is to be transferred. So NEFT settlement takes place at particular time during working hours. For instance, settlements of fund transfer request in NEFT system is done on half-hourly basis. There are 24 half-hourly settlement batches run from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on all working days of week. The main difference between NEFT and RTGS is that In case of RTGS, the transfer is done on gross settlement basis, while NEFT is on different deferred net basis, where transactions are bundled together. So both are having the same facility, means from one bank to other bank, or from one bank one सेम बैंक इन फ्रॉम वन ब्रांच टू अदर बैंक, दोनों का यही काम है, फंड ट्रांसफ़र ही करना है. बट द मेन डिफरेंस क्या है यहाँ पे कि द in RTGS it is done in the real time and gross settlement, means as soon as the applicant applies for it. But in NEFT what will happen, the difference is that in NEFT they wait for the other people to come, right? And there are 24 हाफ आवरली सेटलमेंट. 20 मतलब सुबह 8 बजे से 7 बजे तक का टाइम है. दैट इज हाउ मेनी आवर्स, 12 आवर्स. In 12 hours, if you want to divide them into half hour, see in 1 hour there is 2 half hours, right? एक घंटे को आप दो आधे आधे घंटे में डिवाइड कर सकते हो. तो अगर 12 घंटे हैं तो 12 घंटे को आप दो आधे आधे घंटे में डिवाइड करना है. दिस इज 12 2 जा 24. So there are 24 batches, means from 8 to 8:30 they will wait whichever applications come for NEFT. Then at 8:30 they will do that. Then again they will do that next transfer at 9 o'clock. Then again 9:30. Then again 10. मीन्स आप 9:45 को जाओगे तो नहीं होगा आपका. कब कितने बजे होगा, 10 o'clock वाले बैच में होगा. बिकॉज दे वेट फॉर दी बैचेस, दे बंडल इट एंड देन डू दी ट्रांसफर. सो दिस इज द ओनली difference between the RTGS as well as NEFT. Have you understood? बाकी काम दोनों का सेम ही है. ट्रांसफ़र करना है फ्रॉम वन बैंक टू अदर बैंक और वन ब्रांच टू अदर ब्रांच इन इंडिया. बट द डिफरेंस इज दैट RTGS इट इज़ डन एट दी वन शॉट, मीन्स आपको सिंगल पर्सन को जैसे होगा वैसे कर देंगे. NEFT में दे विल वेट फॉर दैट 24 hourly settlement batches. They wait for the batches, right? So एक बैच खत्म हुआ, उसमें जितने भी लोग थे उन सबका ट्रांसफ़र हो जाएगा. So this is the difference between NEFT and RTGS. Next is what? Net banking and mobile banking. While the introduction of net banking, the client is able to transact banking operations with the help of computers, laptops and other gadgets. The internet banking service enable a client to check various transaction, facility payments of various things, transferring funds, etc. So what is this net banking? Means which we can do with the help of computer, laptop and other gadgets. आप इंटरनेट ऑन करके आप अपने जो भी बैंकिंग का इसमें आपको अपना पेमेंट्स कर सकते हो. यू कैन check your balances, you can see your statement, you can transfer your funds by using these gadgets. Okay, and what is mobile banking? When you do with this the bank, जब आप गैजेट्स वो ऊपर कंप्यूटर लैपटॉप उससे करते हो तो वो नेट बैंकिंग हो जाती है. और सेम चीज़ जब आप मोबाइल से करते हो तो इट बिकम्स मोबाइल बैंकिंग. Mobile banking refers to the use of banking services with the help of mobile phones. The client registers with the bank for this facility and gets a unique code for transaction. The client can perform various transactions such as request for balance, transfer of funds, stop payment, issue of checkbook, etc. So that's why there is an ad, बैंक अब मेरी जेब में, right? देखा होगा वो ad. So this is what means you can do this with your phone also. You have to pay light bill, just you have opted for that facility. Of course you have to opt for this facility with the bank. You have to do that application, and once it is done you can do anything with your bank, whatever work you have to do with the bank, transfer money, make payments, right? This can be. So when it is done with mobile, it is mobile banking. When it is done with net, it is net banking. So you get a code from the bank for performing these functions. Next is IMPS facility. IMPS facility stands for immediate payment services. This facility allow customers to instantly transfer funds to any other bank account. Instantly अगर आपको कहीं पे भी बैंक पे ट्रांसफ़र करना है दूसरे बैंक में, so you can use this facility. It is IMPS, immediate payment services. Again, it is one sort of additional service, right? You can go for RTGS, you can go for NEFT, and you can go for IMPS also if you want to do this transfer of money. Okay, so these are the 7 e-banking things, that is electronic banking. So till here we have finished with all our banking services, right, which is used in the business. Next lecture we will start with insurance. Okay, thank you.